What's up, y'all? This is Andy Story with Wild Lumens, and today I'm going to show you how to make beef liver pate and chicken liver pate, and at the end of the video we're going to do a taste test to see who wins. Is the chicken going to taste better or is the beef going to taste better? I have no idea, so we're going to find out. Also, we're going to have a special guest, or maybe two guests at the end to do the taste testing so that it's not just me. I have a little bit of a bias, but I think with these two guests, we'll be able to do a completely unbiased taste test to figure out who wins.
Subscribe now.
The reason I'm so stoked on this recipe is because I'm hoping that it's going to show you another way to incorporate organ meat into your diet. A lot of people out there, whether on the carnivore diet or the keto diet, in my opinion, aren't eating enough organ meat. And I'm not saying you got to eat it every day, but I'm saying, hey, every once in a while, maybe it's a good idea to throw a little bit in. And with these recipes, it's not going to taste that bad. It actually tastes good, because there's a lot of misconception that organ meat and liver just taste horrible, which it does. But if you cook it correctly and do what's in this cookbook, it's going to make it that much better, and you're going to want to include it in your diet. Liver particularly has a ton of minerals and vitamins, so many that I had to write a list because I wasn't going to be able to memorize them all for this video. Real quick, if you want to get your nerd on, this is what's in beef liver. Vitamin A, thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, vitamin B, vitamin B6, B7, B9, B12, lots of B12, C, D, E, K2, calcium, choline, copper, iron, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, selenium, and zinc. Whoa, that's a ton.
Yes.
I've also been inspired recently from a cookbook that I've just purchased from Primal Edge Health. This cookbook is called The Carnivore Cookbook by Jessica Haggard, and this is the book that I'm going to be using the recipe from. There's two versions. There's the full-on carnivore version to make pate, which has no plant matter whatsoever, and then there's more of a less carnivore where we have a little bit of herbs and spices that we're going to put in, like onion, and make it taste a little better. Okay guys, we're going to start with the ingredients for the beef liver first. So I'm just going to show you what you're going to need to go get, and then I'll put the more descriptive recipe down below above the comment section. First off, we're going to need some salt. Usually go with the Redmond sea salt or any other sea salt, but I really prefer Redmond. The other thing you're going to need is raw cream, if it's legal in your state, of course, or if you're savvy with the farmers in your area. For spices, we're going to be using the allspice. Disregard this if you're a full-on carnivore. And we're going to need lemon and garlic, as well as some grass-fed Kerrygold butter. And like I was saying before, I'm going to be cooking the liver in the bacon grease first, and using the bacon, I'm going to overcook the bacon so it's a little more crispy so that we have something to dip with. And I just got this sugar-free bacon over at Sprouts. The most important part are beef liver. This here is grass-fed beef liver from BELCAMPO farms up in Northern California. Probably one of the better farms to purchase your meat from. If you're nearby, I highly suggest them. All we're going to need for our chicken liver pate is the actual chicken liver. Now this is chicken liver from BELCAMPO's farm, just like where we got our beef. So this is humanely raised, super clean chicken liver, the best you can get. If you're carnivore, disregard these ingredients. These are the seasoning ingredients I was talking about before. If you're not carnivore, go ahead and get yourself an onion, get yourself some garlic, some rosemary, which we grew, or I should say Emily Cebu grew in the garden, and some thyme, which was also grown in that beautiful garden. Ooh, I almost forgot. You're going to want to get some grass-fed butter. That's what we're going to be sauteing with shortly. Now we're just going to open up our package full of chicken livers and strain out the juices. Go, look at that. That is a bunch of beautiful chicken livers if I've ever seen any. This step, all we got to do is saute our livers, and I like to think of it as bathing. Pretty good amount of butter. You can never have too much butter, at least in my book. All right, our butter has gotten frothy and fully melted, so we're gonna go ahead and add the livers. Put this on medium heat. Like I was saying before, we'll go ahead and cook this for about 1 to 2 minutes. We're just gonna season it a little bit with some Redmond salt. To have a little extra salt in our diet never hurts. Carnivores out there, 5 to 10 grams a day. All right, these are looking pretty good. We're just trying to get some of the bigger pieces cooked a little bit further. While I'm stirring these, I'm just gonna go ahead and add smaller ones to our bowl because I think they're pretty much done, and that'll give us time to let the bigger pieces cook just a little bit longer. These bigger guys are definitely done. Let's put these in our pile of cooked liver, and then we'll keep that sauce there and add our onions and garlic, and we'll recycle the sauce. The onions are being cooked just because we want them to be completely soft so that there's some consistency with our pate. There's nothing worse than biting into pate on a crunchy onion. You guys remember when I was saying you can never have too much butter? Well, it definitely applies right now because we're gonna add another scoop. This is smelling amazing. The onions mixed with the liver sauce plus a garlic is making me really hungry. All right, our onions are fully sauteed, nice and soft. We're just gonna turn off the heat. Don't forget to do that because you might burn your house down. Transfer. And then simply add our liver. And these guys are gonna be ready for the food processor. We're gonna go ahead and let it cool down. The last thing you wanna do is put it in there hot. The chicken liver is nice and cool. We're gonna go ahead and add the herbs. We're gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon of thyme. And like I was saying before, I keep saying that. Like I was saying before, this thyme is fully organic, no pesticides, grown in Emily Cebu's garden. And this as well was grown in Emily Cebu's garden, and I strongly suggest you follow her on Instagram and her YouTube channel. But we'll get into that a little later. I'm just kind of prepping you. If you want badass information, that's where you go. Right, this is gonna be ready for the food processor. We're gonna go ahead and put in our chicken liver, but we're gonna batch it with 2 separate batches. We just don't wanna overextend the capabilities of our Cuisinart food processor from 1982. All right, we're ready. Let's get the food processor going. All right, we're locked and loaded and ready to pulse. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it, add batch number 2. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at that. It looks so good. I just scraped the sides down a little bit. I didn't want to miss any of the onions that were sticking and some of the little chunks of meat. So we're gonna go ahead and pulse a little bit more. And that looks pretty good. You guys can kind of see the consistency that I'm working with. We can go ahead and transfer to a nice glass or porcelain bowl. Hey guys, I took it all out of the food processor. Now, I'm just gonna make it a little more pretty before we let this sit and chill. All right, you guys, I have it leveled off and ready for chilling. You can go ahead and put this in the refrigerator and let it chill overnight so that tomorrow it's gonna be perfect. Here's a little trick you're gonna wanna do. Get your saran wrap and then make sure that it's fully pressed down onto the pate so that there's no air in there. This way it doesn't get all funky, and now it's ready to go in the fridge. We're gonna put the beef liver into our trusty little bowl here. First steps we're gonna do is brine the liver. All brine is dissolved salt in water. I think that's gonna help retain some moisture within the liver itself and add a little bit of a salty flavor as well. pick this liver up, and this here is about 1.3 pounds of beef liver, and our recipe only calls for half of that. And what I'm gonna do is use the other half to make beef liver burgers after I make this pate. Now we just pulled out the beef liver from the fridge. It's been cooling down in the brine for about 45 minutes to an hour. Here it is, nice and clean. I already drained the brine. Now this was 1.3 pounds, so I'm gonna just basically cut this in half and then cut it into cubes. I think the optimal amount is going to be anywhere from a 1/2 inch to a 1/4 inch. That there's about almost an inch. That's a little too big. Cut these into little cubes. Well, not necessarily cubes, but thirds, just like that. So that's about a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch. That's a good size. I'm going to keep going down the line. If you have a sharp knife, liver cuts really easily, so I recommend getting your knives sharpened or get a really nice set. Now this liver over here, I'm gonna be cooking this with hamburger, and that's gonna be a completely separate video, but another good idea. We're gonna add a copious amount of butter and wait for that to melt all the way. You guys probably noticed some plant matter in there. That is actually the garlic that we'll be using. Once again, if you're not into plant matter or a full carnivore, disregard the garlic, but I need a little bit of taste in my pate. Okay, the butter's getting frothy, so we can go ahead and add our liver. The recipe calls for 60 to 90 seconds on each side. And once we get around that mark, we'll go ahead and flip them and cook the other side no more than 60 seconds. And the indicator that will show us that they're ready is once we start to see the juices start flying out of these bad boys. Guys, these are ready to be flipped. You can see the juices starting to flow out. And like I was saying before, that's our indicator. And you really don't want to overcook these. Now we're going to let these guys go for about 30 to 60 seconds and we should be good. It's been about 30 to 60 seconds. I feel like they're done, so we're gonna go ahead and transfer our liver into the bowl. These beef livers cook really fast, and this was on medium heat. All right, don't forget all this butter. This here is all the taste. You guys have no idea, but this smells so good. It's making me so hungry. I'm salivating. Our beef liver is ready to be processed. It's cooled down to an acceptable point. So we're gonna go ahead and put the beef liver in the food processor. It looks dirty only because we just processed some chicken liver. And the recipe calls for, if you're not pure carnivore, a little bit of allspice, a 1/2 teaspoon. And it also calls for lemon, but we're gonna add this once we get this thing up and running. So food processor's ready, locked and loaded. Let's go ahead and pull. Now we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of salt. We're gonna try a 1/2 teaspoon to taste. Just make sure you never over salt because there's no going back. And we'll go ahead and add the lemon juice. I'm just gonna squeeze 2 half lemons. Try not to get the seeds. And we'll go ahead and finish processing. Scrape down the sides so not to waste anything in general. And add the raw heavy cream. This calls for 2 tablespoons. And while we have this opened up, I want to add a tiny bit more salt, 1/2 teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon I should say. Put the top back on and get this thing going. That came out nice. I like what I'm seeing. The consistency is perfect. It's got a little bit of chunk, not too pureed, but all right, we're gonna go ahead and add our beef liver pate to a small bowl. Go ahead and level this out, get it prepped for the refrigerator, where we're gonna let it sit overnight till it's until it's completely chilled. You want to eat this cool. Here's the little trick I was talking about with the saran wrap, where you're going to want to get the saran wrap nice and cozy with the top of the pate so that we're able to get all of the air out of there. Because all that air will make it a little on the funky side with some discoloration, and that's not what we want. We want this to look really good so that when we present it to whoever eats it, they get a nice, good first vibe of what they're gonna be digging into. There we go. This liver is officially ready to be chilled. Now we get to cook my favorite meat in the world, and that is bacon. Little trick for this is you don't always have to have a hot pan, because sometimes when you have a hot pan, you're gonna get a lot of splatter. And the other trick I wanted to show you guys is this splatter guard is basically essential for when you are cooking pan over the stove, because it's gonna protect all your cooking surfaces from getting too much grease and getting grease on you. And it's just a lot easier to clean up after. So I'll put a link to this at below so you guys can go straight to that and get one of these. Definitely recommend it. Just got done cooking up all the bacon. Like I was saying, I wanted to overcook it a little bit just so that it's a little on the crispy side, and you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Now tomorrow, that'll have a little bit of a more sturdy consistency, so when I plop some of that liver pate on, it'll hold together, so maybe it'll turn into a finger food. We'll see. It's been 12 hours and we're ready to rock and roll. And to help us out today, we have none other than Emily Cebu.
Hello.
Go ahead and check out her YouTube channel right after you get done viewing this. The reason I brought her on is because she's an expert in all things food, and I need her to help me taste test the liver pate that we made. It was beef and chicken. We want to know which one's going to taste better and just what you think.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, before we dive in, I just want to show you guys the consistency and how we wrapped it with saran wrap. There was no discoloration, so that's definitely key to do this. So let's go ahead and take a look at that.
Yeah, it's not brown at all.
No browning.
Nice.
And then this is the beef, and as you can see, the consistency is perfect. No discoloration.
And then you got some bacon here. Is that the dipping device?
We're going carnivore style. No bread. This is strictly meat.
Meat on meat.
Meat on meat.
Nice.
So go ahead and
which one did I do first?
let's do the chicken first.
Okay.
So go ahead and spoon up a piece of bacon.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Look
check
at
it
how
out.
thick that got. Nice consistency. Super pasty. Okay, I'm gonna grab a piece of bacon here.
Okay.
Smear it on. Is that too much?
That's a big. That's a large amount. But hey, go big or go home.
Okay. It smells good.
Yeah.
I can smell the herbs. Tastes like liver. At first you don't taste it, but that aftertaste, that metallic-y aftertaste, you can taste. But onions, right? Is there garlic in there?
Yeah.
The onions, garlic, thyme, and rosemary really helps it add a boost of flavor. I like it.
How does it pair with the bacon?
It's good.
Is that interesting?
I can't really taste the bacon.
Really?
Yeah, it totally overwhelms it, which is fine.
Okay.
It's nice to have a little thing with the, to dip it in. Okay.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try this while your palate gets recharged. Maybe not as big. Look at that.
That's pretty. How do you like it?
That was good.
It's good.
It's not overpowering that you usually get with liver, It's definitely the herbs are dialing it back so that it's way, way more palatable.
Well, I've never had not chicken liver, but I've never had liver in general plain. So, this is how I eat liver. But you're saying it's a lot better when it's cooked like this.
I'll tell you what, it's a lot better than eating it just raw.
Yeah.
Which I've done plenty of times, and it is not easy. That taste just stays in your mouth for 30 minutes.
Oh, wow. Well, I definitely don't have a taste in my mouth. I'm stoked to try the beef.
Do it.
Okay, here's the beef. Ooh, nice and pasty here. Okay, I'm gonna get it with bacon. That looks like a lot, but I want to really get a taste of the beef liver. Well, I guess I should have smelled it without the bacon, but because I smell bacon. Oh.
Uh-oh. Good or bad?
I didn't know what to expect. Oh. Wow. I got like a punch of the allspice, which I forgot was in it. And then I got some like buttery flavor. Then it took me down a lemony roller coaster. And then I tasted dairy, the cream.
Can you taste the raw cream?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Go ahead and taste it.
Okay.
It definitely took me through a roller coaster. But it actually is good. And I don't even get a metallic-y taste. Maybe my tongue is coated with iron.
Wow. I'm actually surprised.
Letting it sit overnight kind of lets it get all, you know, meshed together, all the flavors, right?
I had it yesterday when it wasn't as cool as it is. It tasted way different than it does now. Now it's definitely
solidified.
Way more solidified, so much easier to eat. I really thought that the chicken was gonna be a lot better, but this beef is pretty damn good.
Yep. Hey!
Wow.
This is such
I'm
a great
so
way.
surprised.
Yeah, this is a really good way to have organ meat.
Oh man, those are just piles of nutrition in front of us.
Wow.
And if we could add this to our diet on the regular, I think it's pretty beneficial.
Yeah.
At least the more I learn about nose to tail carnivore style eating with the amount of bioavailability in liver and the chicken liver as well.
So in my opinion, I mean, it's a tie between these two and the recipe between those two. They have both really great flavors. The lemon I thought was like, oh, that's weird, like lemon and liver and cream, but it actually works so well.
Yeah.
I love it. I love both of them.
Okay.
Good job.
Yeah, thank you. I think I'm gonna pick my favorite.
Okay.
I think I got beef a little bit ahead.
Wow.
I'm surprised. I thought it was gonna taste worse than the chicken just because I've had liver so many times and I didn't like it. But now I'm really surprised, and I think it goes good with the bacon. And I just know that it's actually a little more potent on the mineral and nutrition side. So if you get a chance to go get a liver, then go for it.
Yes.
And where do you guys get your liver, you guys watching, or which type of liver pate do you prefer? Let us know, because I'm really curious. If there's another way to make it that you think is superior or even tastes better, I'm definitely interested, because I'm always looking for new ways to make
Absolutely.
meat.
Yes.
Oh, and one other thing, check out our friends at Primal Edge. They're the ones that we got the recipe from. I'll put that link below. And go follow Emily Siwu. What's your YouTube?
Emily Siwu YouTube channel.
Booyah. And that's pretty much it. Really, thank you guys for watching, and good luck on your journey with health. We're there right with you.